First of all, give a lot of credit to Georgia State. Coach Hayes and his staff's a really good. Georgia State's a very well-coached basketball team. They play hard. They're physical. We knew coming into the game that in order for us to win the game, we're going to have a hit-first mentality to try to match their physicality. And it wasn't a pretty game in a lot of areas, but we found a way to win. We had to grind it out. Our defense held serve for us to be able to get stops. These two young men to my right did a great job. But the young men, all the players, all the student athletes, we played 10 guys. Really 9 with pretty good minutes, almost 9 double-digit minutes, and everybody contributed. Everybody played really well, and it's a good win. Hard to win on the road. Winning is hard, and winning on the road is especially hard. And to do it in an early season like this was a great testament to our young men. So really proud of our guys. Great win for Georgia Tech.
Questions?
Kelly? You went with isolation a couple times for Miles, including the game-winning bucket. Was that something you saw on tape, or is it just something you like as a matchup?
Yeah, I felt the first, and again, credit to Georgia State. We didn't do a great job getting into the flow of our offense. I thought Rodney played much better the second half. It took him a little bit to settle in. And again, credit to Georgia State on the job that they did defensively. It just took us a little bit to get going offensively, as in terms of kind of moving the ball. And we got down 8 that second half, and we found a way. We grinded it out. We made big plays, and Miles had a couple big shots. Obviously, at the last one that was huge, but he had 2 big threes earlier that was high level. And Debo made a lot of big plays. And Debo on the glass, I thought he kept a lot of great balls alive. He only had 5 total rebounds, but I thought he had a lot of great tips on the defensive end to not let them get the second chance opportunities in that second half there. So, I love our team. We got a good group of guys. We have a deeper team than we've maybe had in the past, so it's just going to be different guys night in, night out that could step up and really contribute for us. And as I've said from the beginning, the star of the team is the team. We don't have one individual, it's the team. The star of the team is the team. And these 2 young men have made big plays, especially defensively down the stretch.
Coach, can you speak to the gutsiness of the win of your team to pull this out? I mean, because there were definitely stretches of the game that maybe looked like you could swing the Georgia State's way.
No, it's a gutsy win. To win like this on the road this early, and we're a young group as well, too. This is a hard game. Look, winning's hard. I mean, winning period's hard. To win on the road is especially hard. The parity amongst college basketball in this day and age is just from top to bottom. There's no juggernaut in a sense. I mean, everybody's good, and so you've got to go play for 40 minutes and compete. And when things are not flowing for you offensively, what we've been really good at in our program here is we've hung our hat on the defensive end and have grinded it out to find ways to get wins. And today was no different. That we found a way to, in a gutsy way, in a grinding type of way. I like to say, like kind of in a Georgia Tech way. I always talk about Georgia Tech's, to be a student athlete there, it's a real blue collar type of mentality. And you had to put your working boots on and your working hat on, and that's kind of what we did today to find a way to win against a really well coached and a very good Georgia State basketball team.
Coach, you talked about, speaking of grinding it out here, their big guy, Hudson, was really kind of giving you all sorts of problems there. What, if any, kind of tactical adjustments did you guys make, or was it just a matter of just kind of getting tougher?
Well, no, we made some tactical adjustments, but Hudson's a good player. Like, Hudson can play anywhere. That's my point in the parity of college basketball. I mean, Hudson's can play anywhere in the country. I mean, he's a really good player, and that's my point, is that it doesn't matter conferences anymore, because with the portal and everything else, there's just the parity amongst college basketball. I mean, Hudson's as good as players, as we'll see in the ACC as well too, with the way that he plays. So that's just the level of college basketball. So we had to make some systematic things in the second half, some adjustments, but credit Hudson, he's a really good basketball player, and they've got good players. They got a good basketball team. Like I said, Coach Hayes is a very good basketball coach, and they're a well-coached basketball team.
How will it help Miles' development
to be in that position to come through at the end of the game?
Yeah, Miles has come a long way. He's really improved. Part of our program, the number one thing of our program is about player development and getting guys better. And I think if you saw kind of where Miles finished the year last year, and his continuation of how he's continued to get better and better, that's what our program's about, is developing them, and Miles, really signals that of him just improving and getting better, and he's only going to continue to get better as the season progresses.
Talk about that, Miles, that last play. What's in your mind, and walk us through it.
Yeah, for sure. We knew we wanted to get the last shot, so we took the clock down a little bit. And we wanted to give Coach Miles a strong hand downhill, so we can get something out of the basket, and that's what we did.
Can you just say what type of energy that gives you and the team moving forward for the rest of your season, making that big shot down the stretch? That was pretty big.
Great energy. That close games like that build team camaraderie. So I think from here on out, we know how to come together as a team and stay together in close games. So I think that would help a lot.
Devo, you shot 13 free throws tonight. Just kind of, I imagine it was kind of frustrating in one way to not get buckets, but also satisfying when you start hitting the free throws in the second half.
But at first, I know Coach gonna be on about not making the free throws. Yeah, I just played hard. I know every shot not gonna come my way, so you gotta find another way to stay on the court, and I feel like I did a lot of small stuff that don't show up on the stat sheet that kept me out there.
Just looking at the overall series in the last 3 years here, every one of them's been like this. I know a lot of the kids know each other. And you had to get to know two different coaches, but what is it about these two teams that just get knocked down, drag out kind of games like this?
Well, first of all, we have great respect for Georgia State. It's you got to give obviously, whether it was Coach Hunter, Coach Lanier, and now Coach Hayes. Those are three great basketball coaches. And obviously, Coach Hayes is just starting out, but he's going to be a great basketball coach. And so they've got really good coaches. It's Georgia State's it's a great school, and so they have really good players. And we've had very competitive games all three times. 3 overtimes the first one, single overtime last year. 4 overtimes, overtime last year, and then this comes down. So I can tell you this, my boss is over there, Mr. Brad Strickland, and the new athletic director, Mr. Batt. If Mr. Strickland or Mr. Batt force me to play Georgia State, we'll play them, otherwise I'm done. My heart can't take it anymore, you know what I mean? So, but it's a great for the fans, it's a great game, what are we, 2 miles from each other in a sense, and so they've been some barn burners, there's no doubt about that, but you got to give Georgia State credit. So they've had really good basketball coaches, and they've had really good players.
To that point of giving State credit, but do you still hold the bragging rights? Do you still walk around campus now in Midtown, you're the best team in Atlanta?
Well, we the way that I look at it, I move to the next game. This is a great win. We celebrate the win, and then tomorrow we watch film, lift, and then we got to turn the page because we got another game on Thursday. And but I knew this was an important game because I know for the guys, they all know each other, and they, like I said, I watched a lot of those guys growing up in summer basketball or high school basketball, and Hudson played against us last year, and so it's an intense game, and it's great for the fans. It's not good for the heart for the coaches, but it's a good high-level basketball game for both teams.
Josh, is there something in particular you're seeing with the offense? I think you had 13 turnovers, 7 assists.
Well, the good news, we only had 4 in the second half turnovers. But yeah, Kelly, interesting is we in our 2 scrimmages we scored over 80 points. Obviously, we were much better in the second half versus Clayton State. We scored 90-something. You're going to have these games where offensively you just struggle a little bit, and you've got to find a way to grind it out. But we'll make the corrections that we need to make. We still got to also stay the course. We got to keep getting better. And Kelly, our teams will get better as the year continues to move forward.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, thanks everybody.